Here at Davis AutoSports, we are super excited to offer you this absolutely stunning and gorgeous 1999 Jeep Cherokee XJ. If you're unfamiliar with us here at Davis AutoSports, please check us out on our website at davisautosports.com so you can get an idea of who we are and what we do. We build probably 5 to 10 of these Jeeps per month. We start from a completely stock platform, and everything you see is new, done here in-house at Davis AutoSports, and we offer some of the finest Jeep Cherokee XJs in the entire country. This particular Jeep is perhaps one of the nicest Stage 2 builds that we did due to all the mechanical stuff that we did. I'll go into more of that in detail in the video and the eBay listing. The first portion of this video will just be pretty much a cosmetic description of the vehicle, and then I'll go into more details on all the mechanical stuff that we did. I really do think that this is probably the nicest Cherokee XJ on the market, just due to all the stuff that we did to it. Everything is pretty much new on this truck. Besides just the mods, there's so much that we did, and like I said, please watch the entire video so you can get all that information. Absolutely stunning paint, which we performed a paint correction service on it. Paint pretty much looks absolutely brand new. This does have our 3-inch full suspension lift, but like I said, I'm going to go into all the details of all the mods here in a moment. I'm just going to pretty much do a condition report of the vehicle. Take a look down the side of the body. Truck looks absolutely brand new. The trim all the way down, absolutely beautiful. Paint has a beautiful reflection. I mean, just a super smooth finish all the way around. A lot of times black paint looks really bad. There's literally not one single swirl mark on the paint. Painted fender flares. This truck does have 139,000 miles, but like I said, with what we did to it and the way it looks, it truly looks like a 10,000 mile vehicle. A lot of the times we don't carry a lot of black XJs here, just because obviously black paint shows a lot of defects and swirl marks and everything else, but as you see here, that is not the case on this Jeep. Absolutely gorgeous. So as you see, the Jeep is in absolutely phenomenal cosmetic condition. Back bumper does have a couple little imperfections on it, but overall just absolutely stunning. I know sometimes we are shooting this in HD, by the way, too, because if you're watching it on YouTube, please make sure to select the HD option so you can see the clarity and see how this truly nicest XJ is. I know it's very hard buying a vehicle sight unseen, so that's why we shoot these videos, so you can really see it in its true condition. I'm going to just try to touch on some of the stuff we did on this Jeep. We got this Jeep in. We actually have had it for about 2 months. This is the first time it's on the market. This was actually a custom build that we did for a customer, and for reasons of employment, he was unable to purchase the Jeep. We were selling him the Jeep, and he had a huge laundry list. He was looking for a daily driver. He drives a lot on the highway. That's why we have the Michelin radials on there instead of a mud terrain or all-terrain tire. And his biggest thing, he was military, he wanted something just mechanically sound. So it was more imperative for us to get this Jeep in tip-top mechanical shape with all the flaws that they have for a 10, 12, 13-year-old vehicle. But as far as the mods go, we have obviously 16-inch Rubicon style wheels, brand new Michelins, and remind you, all these mods have maybe 1,000 miles on them. I've driven the truck. We've had some employees drive it around, but brand new 3-inch lift all the way around. Up front, new shocks, new springs. We have brand new control arms. Sway bar links and bushings are new. We have new brackets for those right there. Steering stabilizer. All fluids up in the front diff, rear diff have all been completely changed out. Undercarriage of this Jeep, we sandblasted everything, gave it a nice fresh coat of black, not to cover up any rust. There's no rust on it, just to give it a nice clean look. This was a Sport with the flat black fender flares, as well as a flat black plastic trim. So what we went ahead and did is he requested that it looked like a limited or a classic, which comes with all the painted stuff. And when we were looking at the fender flares and the trim, and we were taping all that stuff up to paint, some of the doors had some scratches for being an older vehicle, and we got to talking to the customer, and pretty much we said, if we're going to paint the fender flares and the trim, that's going to look brand new. So we just got to looking around the whole entire car, and there was a couple little deep scratches in the paint. So he spent the extra money, and we went ahead and pretty much painted the side of each vehicle, which gives it an absolutely new paint job. By the time he spent the money to do everything else, it was just worth the extra $400 or $500 per side, since we were already prepping the vehicle to do the whole sides, which just makes it look absolutely phenomenal. Now, we didn't touch the front of the vehicle because it didn't need it. So each side of each vehicle, or each side of the vehicle, is freshly painted. It looks absolutely incredible, as you see. Like I said, we were gonna paint the corner bumpers, the trim, the fender flares. By the time we taped it up, primed it, I mean, literally extra $400 or $500 per side to do it, and it would almost make the job easier as well. So because of that, now the Jeep just looks absolutely incredible. Every single panel on this truck is original. They have not been replaced. So that's why cosmetically the Jeep looks absolutely phenomenal. Now, usually on our lift kits, I showed you what we did to the front. Usually on our 3-inch, we do the add-a-leaf and the rear shocks. On this one, we put a whole entire new leaf spring system in. So all the leaf springs are all brand new. You just don't add one to the existing ones. All new leaf springs. You got your rear shock in there as well. We also added a Flowmaster Kit to it. As you see, all the leaf springs are all absolutely new. You got your heavy duty brackets. Rear diff has been completely serviced. Everything sandblasted and painted down. I mean, this Jeep was, every bit of a 2-3 week build for us. Took a lot of time. And he requested a lot of stuff that we typically don't do. Getting below the Jeep, you have, we did drop the transfer case a little bit, and not with the pucks, with the metal Rusty's product, which is a really nice product. Now, some of the major things that we did to this Jeep, as you notice, this is the rear main seal area. There's not one single drip of oil coming out of there. These 4.0 engines are famous for having rear main seal leaks. You go to a shop, that's every bit of a $700 job. It's got a brand new rear main seal. It doesn't drip a single drop of oil anywhere. Same thing with the transmission, all new gaskets and filters in there. This is where we went really far on this build. Front drive shaft is all brand new, so that's been completely done. The entire transfer case, we rebuilt it with all heavy duty components. Brand new rear drive shaft as well. So I mean, this thing is completely done as professional as you can. There's nothing else that can get done. All the internals in the drive shaft, or excuse me, the transfer case have been done. New fluids, new seal, obviously. Just everything on this truck is absolutely as new as you're gonna get. The frame is incredible. Fuel lines usually get rusted up. Just super clean all the way around. New leaf springs and all U-bolts and everything. You got your Flowmaster exhaust. We also did new brake calipers up front. And one thing I do want to point out is none of that stuff was wrong with it. You know, the drive shafts were done to to really do a lift and to do it right and do it thoroughly. You know, that's a good thing to have done. Now, as far as in the engine, go ahead and pop this. And also, the guy's wife, he is military, and his wife was going to be driving, and that's one of the reasons he really wanted it 100%. Underneath the engine, brand new AC compressor. AC compressors are known to go bad on these. We did a brand new AC compressor and a brand new AC evaporator, which is in between the firewall and the dash. That alone, the evaporator is a $700 job. If you add up all this stuff, you know, I think the bill was close to 10 grand for everything that we did to this Jeep. We have a brand new, well, let's start down there. We have a brand new starter. We have all new tune-ups, plugs, wires, rotor, caps, oil sending unit. Those fail, those are cheap, so we went ahead and replaced that. We also did it's got a brand new valve cover gasket as well. So all your common little things that go wrong on the Cherokees, on the XJs has already been taken care of on this truck. It essentially is a restored Cherokee, if you want to say it. And the crazy thing is, the evaporator wasn't bad, the compressor was, but he went ahead and wanted us to replace that just to get it done. Headliner is absolutely brand new. We did it here in house. If you were to go to a upholstery shop, these are every bit of $400 or $500. Absolutely brand new headliner, looks phenomenal. Installed a brand new Kenwood CD player with the iPod hookup as well. Go ahead and start the truck up. Got the brand new roof rack on there. Obviously did the alignment. A couple other things that we did to this Jeep. Brand new ball joints. We did steering knuckles. I mean, the list literally goes on and on and on. I know there's a bunch of things, a bunch of little things that I missed. They will be in the eBay listing though, so please just pay attention to that. All window regulators work as they should. Now we pretty much, the story of this build is we got the deposit from the customer, did the build. I don't know exactly what happened with his job, but he pretty much is unemployed, and you know, it's a very expensive build, and it was including obviously selling the vehicle to him as well, and he just simply could not afford the Jeep due to being unemployed. That all took place during the time of us building the Jeep, so we would have never gone through and replaced all the stuff that we did on this Jeep, as much of it didn't have to get replaced. But he essentially wanted a brand new Jeep that, you know, he could have for a long time. I tried to work a deal out with him, but being unemployed, he just, we don't really need to get into all the details, but essentially the Jeep is brand new. All the major components have been replaced on it. As you see, it drives absolutely perfect. Transmission smooth. There's no vibration in the drivetrain due to, you know, the drive shafts and the transfer case being dropped and everything else. So I mean, just completely everything. The evaporator, AC compressor, headliner, steering knuckles, just the whole nine. Tie rods. The Jeep is I still have the invoice. It was just shy of $10,000 for the stuff that we did, and that wasn't including the price of the Jeep. So completely done up, pretty much a new Jeep. Absolutely gorgeous. If you have any questions about the Jeep, feel free to contact us at 202-491-9929. Thank you.